wasn't really expecting visitors.
Oh, feeling sorry for yourself?
I've got no right. I'm the one who messed things up. How's Dad?
Ah, he's on the mend. Fed up with being in hospital, already grumbling about how long it's going to keep him out of the office.
Which makes me even more unpopular. Surprised you risk being seen here.
Oh, it's an accident. Everything will have calmed down by the time he gets home.
Maybe I ought to be gone by then.
There's no need for that. You just need to lie low for a bit.
Look, I was thinking... maybe I should go to the police, tell them the truth.
Max, listen. You've had a terrible shock. You're not in the right state to make a decision like that. And you could end up making things worse. Look, I'm on your side, okay? At least promise you won't do anything without talking it through with me first.
Hey, I'm taking the morning off. I'm going window shopping in Leeds. Scout round for some ideas for the house. Do you want to come?
Oh, I can't. I've got another meeting.
God, all these meetings must be really messing up your fish rounds.
Well, not easy running your own business.
Don't I know it?
Oh, maybe, with you both so busy, you should wait till you've decorated before you start looking for new things for the house.
Oh, it doesn't work that way, Leslie. You've got to order your furniture way in advance, like that three-piece suite we saw. It's on special offer in the sale, so keep your fingers crossed.
Ooh. I thought you were going to have a word with her.
I will, but I just wanted to wait until Matthew got back to us so I could give her some good news at the same time.
Max is talking about going away now.
Might be a good idea.
Well, it won't be if he goes to the police first.
I knew I should have dealt with him.
Now, I'm sorting it, okay? What's all that?
Taking Dad's post up to the hospital.
I'm sure we can deal with anything urgent.
You know he'd rather deal with it himself.
Oh, and you'd rather look like the dutiful son. He shouldn't be working anyway. He ought to be taking things easy. I mean, most blokes his age have long since retired.
Not Dad. And when he does, it'll be his decision, not ours.
Still eager to take over the reins, I see.
Jimmy thinks the same. He's just not got the guts to admit it yet.
Well, that's because he knows how your dad will react when he gets a whiff of mutiny.
Didn't save Captain Bligh, did it? So where do you stand on all this?
Look, I've only just got myself back into the firm. I'd be stupid to risk that.
What Dad doesn't know can't worry him.
What are you suggesting exactly?
I've always known we'd make a good business team. You and me.
Having a party?
There's no point. You'd come.
Well, why don't you try my family? They're always up for a party.
No, I think I'll pass on that one.
No, it's ironic, really. Considering our reputation, there's him with a basket full of booze and us with a basket full of grub.
Very commendable.
Well, not really. Just gets me out of the house.
No.
Emily's droning on again about who's going to do the washing up.
Perhaps no one wants to help.
You're having a laugh. Her and Alice are trying to out-scrub each other. Once one of them puts a cloth down, the other one picks it up. It's not natural.
Certainly not at the Dingles.
I'll deal with that later. I had the police around this morning asking questions about the accident.
Oh, as long as they're still calling it that, we're okay.
They better I do. I don't want Max going to prison.
That's not going to happen. Thanks to me.
I appear to have swallowed it. Just make sure that Max comes out with the same story. I walked out in front of the car and you never had time to stop, okay?
Sadie's talking to him this morning. Reckon she can keep him in line.
Good.
You forgot to lock up last night, silly.
Oh, give us a break. I was working late. I was tired.
That is no excuse. Anyone could walk in, steal all our stock. Mind you. You do seem to have got a lot done.
You see? I told you I was working my fingers to the bone. Maybe now you'll stop nagging me.
I am impressed.
Me too. Oh, you have to admit, me workmanship is very professional.
And you didn't even mention the cushions.
Cushion? Oh, the cushions.
They're exquisite.
I know. Sometimes I even surprise myself.
No need to bother. I gave it a thorough clean yesterday.
Only trying to help.
If anyone should be doing that, it's Delilah. You should be taking it easy in your condition.
I feel fine.
I bet you'd rather be spending time with Sam than washing and cleaning.
Oh, still playing Happy Families, are we?
We just all want to pitch in.
Yeah, well, I'm doing my bit tonight, and I'm cooking dinner for everyone. A scragenda alla Delilah. A little-known Yorkshire dish with the body of a film star and the kick of a mule.
I've got a casserole in the oven.
You know, Emily, you must have your penny on at the crack of dawn to get through all these chores.
I like to be helpful. Look, I don't mean to discourage you. I'm going to the clinic tomorrow with Debbie, so you could do breakfast.
Oh, lucky me.
The lads are going fishing, so they'll want it early. I can do it if you sleep in. Again.
Police been round?
Not yet.
Yeah, well, if they do, you make sure you stick to the story.
To protect the family name.
You know how Dad feels. I thought you'd want to make up for what you did.
Well, maybe I'd make it up better if I took my punishment.
And waste all that money Dad spent on your education. Just stop bleating and do as you're told for a change.
What's best for the family. It's all right, I've already had my little pep talk from Sadie.
Yeah, well, we all try and help each other.
Even when it means getting involved in a crime.
You ever wondered how you can afford to be so picky about your morals?
And try and justify what you did.
We did what needed to be done. It's time you stopped being a spoilt little rich kid and learn to live in the real world. Nothing's for nothing. You're lucky to be part of this family. Just you remember that in future, eh?
How's your dad?
Had an op to reset his ankle this morning.
Oh, very difficult time for you all. And we would understand if you haven't had time to study our books.
I've seen everything I need.
Well, I wanted to tell you that I know a lot of the problems are down to my mistakes, but it has always been a very good business.
I think we should wait and see what Matthew has to say first, ma'am.
Yes, of course. As long as he realises that what he's buying into has always had real potential.
It's always been a family business, well, until now, but that's your background too, so what do you think?
It's not something I'd want to get involved in.
I see.
But you've got a lot of good contacts. I mean, maybe you could suggest somebody else who might want to put money in.
It's not the sort of investment that I'd recommend.
Well, could you at least give us some advice?
I'd put your heads between your legs and hope for the best. Sorry.
Reporting for duty?
Hey, Eric was very impressed with your work. Maybe a bit too impressed. He could hardly believe I'd done so much. It was like the cobbler and the fairies.
Don't you mean the shoemaker and the elves?
Yeah, whatever. The bottom line is, it may be better if you work a bit slower so he doesn't suspect anything.
Wouldn't it just be easier to tell him the truth?
No way. I've never seen him so grateful.
I'm glad you're here. I didn't want to have to deal with that estate agent.
What estate agent?
The one that Dad fixed to value the development site. I think he had high hopes of a quick sale. He'd probably rather you handled it.
Well, don't you worry yourself, little brother. I'm on the case. You go and check the delivery schedules up to date. Make sure there's nothing for him to worry about there. Cancel the estate agent for this afternoon, will you?
Oh, when would you like it rescheduled for, Mr. Matthew?
Just leave it with me.
But Mr. King was very keen to get it sorted as soon as possible.
Priorities, Edna.
Mr. King considered it was #1 priority.
Just make the call.
There.
That looks better, doesn't it?
Oh, lovely.
Doesn't sound very enthusiastic.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's not your fault. You're an excellent nurse, I'm just a lousy patient.
Is there anything else I can get you? Fruit? Chocolates? A one-way ticket out of this place?
I wish. The doctor said it could be weeks before I'm fit again.
Well, you're just going to have to enjoy the rest.
How can I? I'm supposed to be seeing that estate agent this afternoon.
The boys will handle it.
They got us into this mess. How can I relax, worrying about what they're going to be up to next?
If that's the way you feel, you're going to have to run the business from your hospital bed. Maybe I can help you.
What has you got in mind?
Well, I know that the boys can be headstrong. I'm going to be visiting you every day. I can make sure they run everything past you. I'll be your eyes and your ears in the office.
Pop this over to the post office, will you, Edna?
Can't it wait to go with the rest of the mail later?
No, I need it to go special delivery. Straight away.
Thank you. I'll bring you your receipt and your change.
It'll do in the morning. You might as well knock off early today.
Well, thank you, Mr. Matthew.
It's a pleasure, Mrs. Birch.
Trying to get rid of her?
I'm just not sure where her loyalties lie. And anyway, you and me need to chat.
What about?
We've come too far to let that site go for a song.
No option, it's dead in the water.
Remember that planning consultant? He now reckons we've got another option.
What did Dad say about it?
I haven't asked him.
What are you two plotting?
Nothing.
Well, I'm glad to hear it, because I've just come from Tom's bedside and he wants all ideas run past him.
Oh, what's the matter? Doesn't he trust us?
Don't blame the messenger. I'm just passing it on.
Glad someone still wants to drink with me.
Well, I know what you're going through.
Doubt it.
Maybe surprised. It was only a while back I got myself into a right mess. And when it came down to it, the family made it clear that they didn't care about my feelings.
What happened?
Oh, we don't talk about it. And that's the way it will be with you soon. You've just got to get used to it.
I'm not sure I want to. His dad still doesn't want to see me.
Well, he don't want to see anyone. Or maybe he doesn't want us to see him. You know what he's like. Always running round like a human dynamo. Now he's just lying in bed like a sick old man.
Not quite the image he wants.
Well, he'll be back to his old self soon enough. And in the meantime, Matthew's taken to running the office like a duck to water. He's got nothing to worry about.
It's Eric. Hide! Hide! Just having a break.
You obviously needed one. 2 coffees?
Well, you can't beat a double caffeine boost.
Ooh, certainly getting results. I obviously underestimated you.
Oh, that's all right, Eric. I hope you've learned to appreciate me more in future.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And to prove it, I'm going to take you out to dinner tonight.
Not if you want that lot finished on time.
I've never known you to turn down a dinner.
Yeah, well, I don't want any more distractions until I'm finished. Then you can take me out.
All right. If that's the way you want it. Council meeting.
Another scotch, please, Louise.
Don't you think it's time you went home?
Meaning?
Meaning you have had a few this afternoon?
Oh, my mistake. I thought this was a pub. Thought that was how you made your money.
Just worried about you, that's all.
Well, that'll be fine. As long as you get me another drink.
Okay. I'll bring it over.
Would you like me to go and fetch Jack?
I'm not sure it'd do any good. According to Diane, they're barely speaking to each other. Still, I can't say much. He hasn't done anything wrong. I just know Diane will want me to keep an eye on him.
He's back. You've got to hide. Oh, I'm taking this a bit too far. Just get out of sight.
Hi.
Back so soon?
The meeting was cancelled. And I've been thinking, I really do owe you more than just an apology.
Well, you can give me a big bonus when I'm done.
Oh, well, that won't take long the speed you're going, eh?
Fastest needlewoman in the Dales. You'll never find anyone else who could do it.
Well, I have to say you're infinitely better than the shower I used to employ here. The fact that I employed Lisa Dingle as charge hand says it all. Yes, she's used to controlling the dregs of society.
Eric, I've changed my mind. I'd love you to take me to dinner.
Oh, well, are you sure it won't disturb your busy schedule?
No, I'll have plenty of time to do it later.
Ah. Have you forgotten something?
I don't think so. I can always get changed at home if you're taking me somewhere really posh.
Remember my little lecture about locking up? We don't want any undesirables breaking in and stealing all your fine handiwork, do we?
Here's the invoice from the planning consultants. You'll have to sign it off.
I don't think so. Puts me right in the firing line when Dad sees.
Well, disguise it with a bit of creative accounting. You're good at that. You managed to siphon off enough when you were paying charity. Look, I'm not having a dig. I'm just saying if it was worth the risk for a bit of skirt, it's got to be worth the risk to put us in the driving seat.
He's got to find out eventually.
Not until we're ready. When we've got our game plan sorted.
I don't know. He's been all right with me.
He chucked you out once. Maybe next time he won't ask you back. But with you and me in charge, you'll never have to worry about that again.
You were just looking for ideas.
Oh, sorry. I just got carried away. There's more in the car if you want to help fetch it in.
Well, why do you need a bread maker? I mean, you can pick up a loaf from the shop anytime.
Oh, it's not like the smell of fresh baked, is it? And when I get my own kitchen, I am going to become so much more domesticated.
We promised not to buy anything until we'd done the decorating.
Well, sorry, I just got excited about us setting up our first home together. Doesn't feel like you're looking forward to it at all.
I'm sorry too. I didn't mean to get snappy. I've just had a very bad day.
Oh, you work too hard. That's why you get so tense. I'll get the rest.
You can't wait for good news any longer. You've got to tell her.
You don't have to tell me what he's like. Jimmy is a mindless bully. I was married to him for years. But for once, he's got it right.
You have to say that now that you're part of the company again.
I told you, I'm on your side. Look, if you do want to get out, you'll need to make a fresh start, and having a police record isn't going to help.
I could have killed him.
He'll be fit as a fiddle in a few weeks, so confessing to a crime that never happened is a meaningless gesture. It'd make a lot more sense for you to try and make up with him.
Usual, please.
Make mine a double.
Hello?
It's Val.
You've locked me in?
I had to, or Eric would have smelled a rat.
And this place is probably full of them, so if you don't mind, could you come and let me out before I have to spend the night in here?
Yeah, the thing is, it's hard to find excuses to slip away.
I don't care what excuse you give. Just come and let me out.
Oh, there you go.
I'm afraid you have to drink up. Restaurant's a long way. Could be very late back.
Val! Val! Oh, no.
It's what we deserve, Jimmy. Let's face it, we've been apprentices long enough. You and me have been running this company for years with no thanks from him.
I guess he finds it hard to let go. I mean, he did build the whole thing up from nothing.
We can't keep living in the past. Times change. We all admire what he did, but it's time he retired. Started enjoying the fruits of his labours.
Yeah, I suppose we'd be doing it for him in a way.
I reckon this calls for a celebration. The day we decided to stand up for ourselves. Let's drink to the future.
The future. It's not going to be easy explaining it to Dad. I mean, we can run the place while he's laid up, but when he's back, it'll be different.
Not if we stand up to him.
He'll just freeze us out.
He can't if we stick together. None of this belongs to him, no matter what he says. It's all owned by the company. Look, I'd prefer if he retired gracefully, but if he won't go, we just call a board meeting and vote him out.
Not without Sadie's vote.
You just leave her to me. This is our moment, Jimmy. If we don't move now, we never will.
I wish we didn't have to rely on Sadie.
Once it's our company, you can settle any scores you want. We can put up with it till then.
Working late?
No, just finished. I'll see you over at Woolley.
Took a lot of persuading, but I reckon he's on board.
Are you sure about that?
We've now got a planning consultant and he signed it off. We'll build that road somehow.
Tom's not going to be very happy when he finds out about you disobeying his orders.
Well, if he finds out, we'll know who told him. It's about time you decided whose side you were on.
You're asking me to take a really big risk.
There's no risk if we got some mug to take the blame. Someone who we both don't mind sacrificing. Who's waiting in the Woolley right now.
Well, in that case, you can count me in.